this month, it is in honor of Thanksgiving. It is leftovers. And by leftovers, I mean all of the questions that over the last year I have thought about and then didn't fit the theme I was trying to go with that
Oh, so
particular
we're
month.
we're without a theme today.
No
Mm.
theme. It's just leftovers of cool stuff that I have and I don't know where to put it.
It's
So it's just,
casserole, Kevin.
it is casserole.
Ooh,
Exactly. So,
Okay, here we go.
Oh boy.
first question. Most people have heard of the spork, which is a hybrid spoon and fork that's been around for centuries, actually, but it's trademarked in 1970 and popularized by KFC. However, there are many other hybrid utensils that have been around over the years. Which of the following is not a real hybrid utensil? So, which is not a real one? Okay. Is it a spife, which is a type of hybrid utensil that combines the functions of a spoon and a knife? And it was created by Zespri, a New Zealand kiwi marketer, to make a utensil that could be easily used to cut and eat kiwi fruit. Is it B, the Fred, which stands for Field Ration Eating Device, a combination of a can opener, bottle opener, and spoon issued by the Australian Defence Force to its soldiers? Is it C, Slurp Sticks, a combination of chopstick and straw invented by a Taiwanese ramen shop in 2002, allowing diners to simultaneously, I guess not simultaneously, but eat noodles and then drink the broth without switching utensils? Or is it D, the knife fork, a combination of fork and pizza cutter that the inventor says is also useful for eating foods like meatloaf?
Can I tell you how glad I am that I don't have to be a part of this quiz?
You can,
No,
though.
you're
You
part
can.
of
No,
it.
you are
No,
absolutely
no,
supposed
you're
to
in
go.
it.
Yeah, of course,
Yes,
of course. Yeah,
yes.
you're supposed
Yeah,
to be
you
here.
can play.
And just before we get into that, don't most people just eat the kiwi whole,
You
Some
can.
people
like
do.
skin and everything?
Some people do.
can.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
No skin.
Yeah.
It's like
Vitamin
very-
C.
No, you've got the whole. It's just boom, it's gone.
People do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people cut it. So which of
Mm.
the four is not a real hybrid utensil?
Oh, not. Oh,
Not.
shoot.
There's
Oh.
one that's not real.
Oh,
Well-
really? Oh.
Only one.
I think I know two of them that I personally used, if that
Okay.
helps. A and B, I
Okay.
think, are real for sure.
Okay.
You've used the Fred?
I think my daughter has it for like a backpacking expedition.
Okay.
All
I
right.
don't
All right.
know that it's called a Fred,
Okay.
but
All right. I'm gonna go with slurp sticks because it just sounds gross.
Okay. Susan?
I'm going with the fork.
No
The
fork.
The fork.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Jennifer?
go with Slurp Stick too, because I don't think there's a consumer problem to be solved with slurping the soup. I think that works just
Right.
fine.
Yeah. You are correct. It is the slurp stick. However,
Oh.
the Sumerians, the ancient Sumerians, are thought to have invented straws to drink beer back about 300 BCE. And they actually did have a straw to drink beer because the bottom of their beer oftentimes had things floating in it. And so it had like a little screen on the bottom that you would slurp up. So
Oh.
so the idea of like almost drinking, eating kind of thing, that idea of like a straw with different added parts
Did
to
they
it
not
has been around.
discover that slurping or sipping beer would cause indigestion? I mean, was that not part of their problem?
I don't know.
back
I
at
don't
that
know.
time with the
I
Sumerians?
don't know any ancient Sumerians.
All right. All right.
All right, so we're off to a good start. So, okay. Question two. People talk a lot about Wagyu beef, but what does Wagyu actually translate into? Is it A, Gulf cattle? So Wagyu comes from the word wan, which means Gulf, and gu, which means, and don't judge my Japanese, which means cattle, because they were bred near the coastal regions of Japan. Is it B, does it mean gentle touch? The term comes from wa, meaning soft or gentle, and gu, meaning pressure, named after the low stress handling techniques that farmers swore created more tender beef. Is it C, wax meat? Wagyu means wax meat, meaning wa meaning wax and gu meaning meat, because the marbled fat has a waxy, lustrous appearance when raw that resembles polished candle wax. Or is it D, Japanese cattle? Wagyu just refers to the origin wa meaning Japanese and gu meaning cattle.
I'm going wax meat.
Wax meat. Okay.
I'm going wax meat. Yeah.
Jennifer or Charlie?
All in on gentle touch.
Yeah,
Gentle
I'm gonna
touch.
it's either gentle touch or wax meat. I'm gonna go gentle touch as well.
Okay, you are all incorrect. It just means Japanese cattle.
No way. Is this generic?
It's just generic. It just means Japanese cattle. That's all it is.
Oh.
Whereas Western breeds such as Holstein and Jersey are often raised in Japan for dairy cattle. When meat from these cattle are sold in Japan, it's just labeled as domestic beef. Otherwise, anything grown there is just called Wagyu, meaning it was grown here.
That's so
I did have horse.
disappointing.
I know it
It
is.
is.
That's what
I
I
did-
was so disappointed. That's why I was
Yeah,
like, I
that's
like
very
these other ones better.
disappointed.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to pay for it anymore.
That was underperforming.
Right?
Yeah, underperforming. I did have horse sashimi once in Japan.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was good. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Good.
All right, we'll move on from that. Number 3, Richard Nixon has quite a few quirks.
Oh, wait a
We've
minute.
talked-
How did we
we've
get
talked about
Richard
this.
Nixon here? I guess this truly is leftovers.
It is
This is
leftovers
leftovers,
because
Sean.
I
All
had
right,
a question about it like 4 months ago about Richard Nixon, and I had read so much about his eating habits that I had this extra question.
Okay.
Richard Nixon has had quite a few quirks when it came to food and eating. Which of the following is not true? So he had all of these, but which one didn't he have? So he had a lot of quirks. So which one didn't he have? Was it A, Nixon insisted that his lunches be cool or cold, so they were often things like aspics, cold salmon, or cottage cheese? Is it B, Nixon loved fancy wine, but disliked sharing it with guests to the point that he would have his waiters disguise the cheap wine with a kitchen towel when pouring wine and he drank the good stuff for himself? Was it C, for most of his presidency, Nixon banned soup at dinners because he once spilled soup on himself and felt embarrassed? Or is it D, Nixon was obsessed with lime jello, especially as a midnight snack, and he asked the kitchen staff to always have large bowls of lime jello available for late night eating? Which is not true.
Well, D is reason enough to impeach him if he had an obsession for lime jello. I mean, you're out of here. You're out of here. But I don't think that's the one. I'm
Okay.
gonna go he banned soup. I don't think he would do that. Although he's quirky. I'm gonna say that's the one that's not true.
Okay. Susan or Jennifer?
Oh,
I'm going to say cool or cold food because it's just gross.
Yeah. Susan?
so I feel like cool or cold food, and you mentioned aspic, has a similarity to lime jello. So I'm going to
Mm.
say those two are the
Oh.
same. But was he cheap and greedy about his wine, or did he ban soup at dinner? Banning soup at dinner would be really practical. So I'm going to say that he was not willing to share his wine.
So you think that one's not true?
Wait. Sorry. I think banning soup at dinner is not true.
Okay.
Not true. Banning soup.
Okay, you are all incorrect. It is actually the lime jello that's not true. Everything else was true. He
Okay.
did ban soup because he spilled it on himself. He did serve fancy rhyme to himself and was known to cover up the fake, the bad stuff. And then he also only really ate cold food at lunch.
That I knew. That I did know.
Actually, I feel like we should have been able to deduce this because soup is warm, jello's
Right.
cold. Like it's like a problem from
But the
seventh
aspic
grade.
is cold too. So that,
Right.
that was the
That's
that was a
true.
good
Yeah,
that,
the
that was a
aspic
good way
is
to throw us
cold.
off the trail.
All right,
Yeah.
number 4. You probably all have heard of Japanese panko breadcrumbs that are used to make tempura. How is panko breadcrumbs made? It's different than regular breadcrumbs. Is it A, soft bread rolls are cooked in rice steamers, not ovens, and that they're crustless and spongy and then dried overnight before crumbling? Is it B, the bread is cooked by passing electricity through it instead of heat, cooking it from the inside out, and it creates a crustless white loaf with a soft aerated crumb that's then dried? Is it C, jets of hot pressurized air cook the dough from within, keeping it pale and airy, and once it's dried, it's crushed? Or is it D, it's made of thin crepe-like pancakes of dough are cooked on flat griddles, and then they're peeled off, dried, and then broken up into shards? How is panko made?
I've got no insight or even in intuition on this one. I'm completely clueless. I'll go with hot air because I fear that I'm full of it.
Okay. Jennifer or Susan?
I'm gonna go with steaming.
Steaming. Okay,
Because
A.
I think Japanese like steaming things.
That's true. Yeah. Susan?
I'm going to go crepe like dough.
Okay. Crepe like dough. Well, you were all incorrect.
Oh,
How is this
Panko?
possible? Hot air?
Panko is basically electrocuted bread.
Wow.
Really?
They take bread dough and they pass electric current directly through it, and that cooks it and also crunches it up right away. It's all in one step. Boom! It just cooks it and
Oh.
dries it out, and it's that weird
Does
texture.
it explode then, or do they have to
No.
actually do something physical to
No,
it?
I think they actually physically do it, but it's electric. The best way to think about it is it's electrocuted bread.
Wow.
All right, last one.
Because I was
Okay.
thinking that it was kind of an ancient
Yeah,
Japanese ingredient,
Oh.
and they didn't probably have electricity when it started. So I thought
Yeah.
for sure it wasn't that one.
yeah. What's really also an added trivia is that the word panko actually comes from like the Japanese meaning son of bread, because pan means bread, and ko is like kind of like the word used for like made of or
Great.
son of. And
So Wagyu
panko-
is just Japanese beef. But
right.
this is son of bread.
Son of
That's much
bread.
more interesting.
And also
Wow.
probably, I mean, they didn't know bread. Japanese didn't know bread until you had the Portuguese come, and then it wasn't a common thing until much further into the 20th century. So the fact that it uses electricity doesn't make sense. All right, last question. Pringles are a very unique snack, and they have very unusual history. Which of the following is not true of Pringles? The rest of these are all true of Pringles. It's very unusual. Which is not true? A, George Clooney made his acting debut in a Pringles commercial. B, they were originally marketed as the newfangled potato chip. Is it C, their inventor, Frederick Barr, is buried in a Pringles can? Or D, the mastichoed mascot is named Julius Pringle?
Mm.
So which of
Which
these
is not true? Which is not true?
Newfangled potato chip.
Okay. Jennifer, Charlie?
I'm gonna go D.
D.
Julius Pringle.
Julius Pringle. Okay. Charlie?
The obvious one that's an outlier is buried in a Pringles can, but it's because it's so absurd, I'm guessing it's true.
Okay.
And I do believe I heard that Clooney did start his career there. So it's either Newfangled or Julius Pringle. I'm going to go Julius Pringle as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are all incorrect again. It is A, George Clooney. So
He did not?
No, Brad Pitt did.
Oh,
I changed it up. It was Brad Pitt started his he started in a Pringles commercial, not George Clooney. But yes, it was originally a newfangled potato chip. Yes, the inventor is buried in a Pringles can. His family got his ashes, stopped at a Walgreens, and they argued about which flavor to buy.
Oh,
to bury
original, I would
him in.
imagine, right?
It was original. They decided on original, which was
Yeah.
the smart one. And yes, he is known as Julius Pringle.
Okay, well, I think we all did poorly enough on that for
Oh,
Thanksgiving,
wow.
we have been sentenced to a green bean, cream of mushroom with crispy
Oh.
French onion on the top casserole because
Oh.
Kevin's casserole kicked our butt.
It did.
Well, I try
Wow.
to make it difficult, so thank you.
You were successful.